All right. People have found us again.
Okay, can you hear me?
Can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep. Kind of quiet, but I can hear you.
I can see about bumping up the audio a bit.
Yeah, we got to crack the internet nut before we go down to the library again. If we're going to run live.
Is it just because the bandwidth at the library is so terrible, or what?
Yeah. We have to do some testing.
And it's been over a year since
Hey, Leroy, you just went quiet. Can you hear him, Jim?
Oh, don't hear him. Oh, that's good. We can make fun of him now. He can't protect himself.
He can hear us, obviously.
That's okay till next meeting.
Yeah, he's had this problem with going to the second session a number of times.
You need to change to Windows 11.
Yeah, right.
It's
Hello.
coming. Oh, here's somebody now. Is that him?
Yeah. For some reason, it muted my microphone when I tried to adjust. Okay. It looks like
You
I
have
was
a new
overdrive.
version this week?
No. But when I tried to adjust the microphone, when you said you couldn't hear me, and I tried to adjust it, apparently it muted the microphone instead of adjusting the microphone.
Well, that's an adjustment.
Well, not in the right direction. But can you hear me now? Is it better?
That's
Yeah,
fine.
you're a little quiet, but we can hear you.
I can bump it up a little bit more. Let's see.
That's better.
It looked like it was overdriving it when I had it bumped up though.
So are you using the same version you used last week?
I am, and it seems like it's working until I went to adjust the microphone. Go figure that one out. I found a new SWR or SDR radio on Crowd Supply, but I don't see a price for it. And it's
This isn't a Kickstarter thing that hasn't been released, is it?
Crowd Supply is kind of like Kickstarter. They do kind of the same sort of thing. But Crowd Supply, I think, usually caters to like open source projects and hardware projects. Not so much anything. They actually cater to certain things. But I don't see a price for this. But what's interesting is it's a SDR hat that goes on top of a Raspberry Pi Zero.
Interesting.
And apparently it has a transmitter component. So I'm imagining it's probably going to be in the $150 range because it's got the transmit.
What chipset does it use? Does it say?
Let's see if I. Looks like 30 megahertz to 6 gigahertz. I don't see.
Yeah, that's got to be a lot more expensive.
Yeah, I'm imagining that this has to be,
300-400 bucks.
well, at least 150 plus. But I don't see, maybe this is an AT86 RF 215.
I don't recognize that. The one that I'm familiar with is 2832.
Yeah, that looks like it's the modem chip. And it looks like it's got some Zigbee stuff. Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably going to be in the 250 range. It's got a lot of,
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking in terms of competitive specs. Those are 250 to 500 kind of numbers.
yeah.
Particularly the fact that it goes to 6 gigahertz.
6
Because
gigahertz
most
is
of
a
them-
way up there. Yeah.
You know, most of them stay well below the 2.4 gigahertz.
I don't know. I found that was one of those random things that you find while you're out on the internet. And I was like, huh, I might need to
So
keep an eye on that one.
Caribou Light is the project, or is that
That's the name of the device.
so that's not the crowdfunding?
No, the crowdfunding thing is called Crowd Supply.
Okay.
And I put a link to it in the thing.
Interesting. Well, it looks like a nice piece of gear. The question is,
how much is it
what-
going to cost?
how painful is it? You know? I don't have any problem risking $50, but 500 is well above my threshold of pain.
The only reason why I'm even considering that it might be a little cheaper is because you have to put it on that Raspberry Pi to use it. But
Does
that
it say
doesn't
which-
necessarily mean anything.
Which Pi is it on? Is it the Micro Pi or?
It's well, it doesn't say if it's the 0W, but it's the 0. It's in that series. So,
But it's not depending upon the Pi for its SDR. It's got to have an extra SDR chip
no,
in there.
no, the device is the SDR. I guess you just control it through software on the Pi. Okay. Your dogs are attacking somebody.
Yeah.
Was not here.
Oh, hey, it's midnight here. Hey, midnight. Hey, midnight. Nah, it's it.
Midnight is white.
No, that's a bad guess.
So the SDR is fully open source and users can reprogram it, modify it, and improve the capabilities for their own custom use. To support the ecosystem, provide the community with the fullest documentation and source code. So that's kind of interesting too, because they're
Yeah.
they're
It
letting
is.
people reprogram. Oh, Ray's got a cat.
He died.
Oh no.
So
Couple
is
months
that
ago.
a white cat or a black
Yeah.
cat showing a negative?
That's a white cat.
Okay.
If you go on further down, it does say that it's compatible with all the Raspberry Pi boards, which would make sense. But its form factor is the same size as the 0 boards.
So it's a hat.
So it's a hat, yeah.
But it'll only fit on the zero board then.
No, the connector can be
The
used.
connector's the same on all the boards. The
Oh.
the original Raspberry Pi only had 20 pins. All the other boards have 40 pins.
Yeah, but they're further apart than they are on a zero.
I don't think so. I can use any hat on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got it's in a box. I've got a full size hat plugged into a zero. It looks funny, but it works.
It's like the zero plugged in the hat, not the hat in the zero.
So my guess is that this product is not yet released.
No, it's they may be waiting to see how many people are actually interested in it.
It's like a Kickstarter thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Crowd supply, yeah.
the same
It's-
thing, right?
Same idea.
So it may or may not be vaporware then.
Uh,
It's a risk.
I think I don't know. I've never actually bought anything from Crowd Supply, but I think they vet their projects a little bit more than Kickstarter.
I don't know them at all. So I know there's a certain percentage of the Kickstarter ones never get off the ground, so to speak.
Right. And I'm sure that happens on Crowd Supply too, but I thought that because of what they dealt with, they vet the they vetted a little bit more. Because like if you go to the homepage of Crowd Supply, every one of the projects is some microcontroller or some some piece of tech. And there's several SDR radios. So I mean, I don't know. I've never really bought anything off of Crowd Supply, so I really don't know. The Lime SDR is a low-cost open source SDR, low cost, $600 and up. That is not low cost.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, my idea of low cost is $20.
I was going to say. If it looks real promising, I'll risk $50, but
Yeah.
$600 is well above the threshold of pain.
Let that get out in the real world first, and let's see what happens with that one.
Let somebody else be the guinea pigs.
Anyway, we like talking about those SDRs, so I thought I would share that one.
Sounds like a nifty device, but it's also got a nifty price. So.
Yeah. I'm not ready to fork out that much money. Not for something that I don't really need.
Well, I'm not sure. It may be open source software, but I got to tell you, from what I've seen so far, looking at the open source applications for SDR, the kernel of the SDR unit itself, that's got to be pretty complicated.
Yeah. I would think I would agree. So, you got anything new, Ray?
I bought a wood chipper this morning.
Well, that's new.
It I don't think I have a picture of it. Not really.
This is the kind you take stumps out with, or what?
Not quite. It's on a trailer of its own. It has a V6 engine, not a V6, a straight six engine. What are you laughing about, Leroy? Damn.
It's a car. It's a
It's got
car.
a straight six engine, alternator, battery, all that fun stuff. Spare tire, trailer. It's called a whisper chipper. It's got a choke, throttle, and a clutch, bell housing, all that fun stuff. So you start it up and you adjust your choke, you engage your clutch, and it spins this huge flywheel, and you throw branches in the back, and it spits out itty bitty chips out the front. It is old, it is rusted, and it's a project. But the motor runs beautifully, nice and strong. It needs some exhaust work because it's loud. But I mean, it's a wood chipper, so it's going to be loud. But it was originally owned by Asplunk. Guy bought it, didn't use it a whole lot, and then I bought it because I have a whole bunch of woods and stuff to chop down.
Oh, this is it?
Oh, give me a break. It's the 1982 Whisper Chipper wood chipper right there. The third one.
That one.
Yep. That's what it looks like.
When-
Mine's a little bigger.
When you said that it had a V6, so I just pictured a car.
It is. Mine's a little bit bigger than that, but it's got a straight six in it.
It's just like
It's either a straight six or a four. I haven't looked at it a whole lot.
it's
I think
a
it's a straight six.
it's a professional wood chipper.
Well, I mean, it's like the beginner's professional level.
Well,
Killing me, man.
in
What's the max-
'82, it was a professional wood chipper.
What's the max section of the branch? 2 inches?
I'm gonna have to look that up. I think it's 7 inches, but I can't remember.
Well, that's a pretty robust chipper then.
Yeah. So that was my purchase this morning. I had to get my pintle hook for connecting it to my truck, and I drove. It's like 20 miles further east of Morrow, and went and got that. It was
Cool.
maybe
So
I
was
could
this
find
an auction or what?
It was on Craigslist.
Oh, okay.
And while I was there, I found out that it's this guy that he is basically just getting away from his construction company, and I looked around and saw some other stuff, so I might be buying his pressure washer and a generator and a little lift. So, yeah.
You're talking about a scissor lift or what?
It's called a boom lift. It's like
Okay.
having a four-wheel ATV with a 40-foot armchair on it. I don't know.
Okay. So it's not a scissor lift then that,
No, you
Like an
literally, it's
accordion.
like having
An arm.
a big articulating arm on it.
Mhm.
okay.
If you look up JLG 34HA, that's what it is. And Leroy's on top of that. So
Well,
I have a jungle here if you want to practice with those machines.
yeah, sure.
Run some stuff here.
I missed the model number, but
JLG
J
34HA.
JLG 34.
So that's something I'm looking at.
The first one.
Yeah, articulating lift. Now,
Yeah.
now, when you get that, Ray,
I'm gonna crank it all the way up and drive it down Main Street, Middletown.
You can
Well-
clean the windows or your new building.
That's exactly why I want it, because
Paint and do whatever.
we have to install all those new windows and stuff. that you guys-
Patty wants to drive one of those around. They've got one at Kroger's that they use,
What for?
and the people won't let her drive it. Patty wants to drive one of those around because it looks fun.
Is she looking at a scissor lift or is she wanting the boom lift?
The one they've got at Kroger's is a scissor lift, but a boom lift would serve the same purpose.
I've got a scissor lift here. She can drive it around.
Okay.
Scissor lifts are a lot safer than boom lifts, so.
Well,
Yeah.
Stable.
I've I don't know. She just wants to drive big machinery around for some reason.
Well,
She thinks they look cute, so she wants to drive them.
Cute. Okay.
Hey,
Anyway. Yeah, the one I've got is, I should have taken some pictures of it, I guess. I parked it inside my building and I'll play with it later. But I've been knocking over trees and stuff like that over in on the river section towards the river of my property, and just letting the trees die so that I can cut them and throw them in the chipper.
And what do? Sell the wood chips?
No, we're just going to let the wood chips fall on the ground. On one side of my property, there's 40 or 50 trees, and they're all relatively small. They're less than 8 inches diameter, most of them. But they create this huge canopy where you cannot see my building from the street. Towards the street side, the Hook Drive side, I've already cut down 17 trees because they were a security issue. Towards Carmody, or the river section of my property, there's just trees from one area to the other, and Miami Conservancy is not taking care of those trees. So I've been going over there with my Bobcat, and it's kind of fun. I just push. I take the bucket up to about 7 feet high. I push on the tree, and I can see the roots start to move in the dirt. And then I dig out certain section of the dirt, and then I go back up and I push on the tree, and the tree just pushes over. And then I lift up the roots and I move the tree away, and the tree will be dead within a few weeks. And once it's really dead and drying up, I can use a saw or a chainsaw or something. I can cut the log sections of the wood to where I can burn it at a campsite, and then the rest of it I can throw in the wood chipper. But with that area being cleaned up, it doesn't look like a jungle canopy anymore. It actually looks nice and cleaned up and taken care of. So we're gonna plant probably some bushes over there, try to take care of them. The bushes that I'm thinking of putting over there actually have a very large root structure, and they'll be better for holding the ground together much better than any trees would be. But they would look nice. In the meantime, yes, I get to play with the Bobcat. I get to rebuild the wood chipper if I wanted to, but right now the wood chipper works fine. But it's got a couple things I'd rather have a hinge instead of a welded bracket on there. But it's a good machine. It could be better, but it's older and it was a great price.
So what's the occasion, Leroy? I noticed you got sheared today.
Oh, yeah. It was actually 3 or 4 days ago, and it was just really, really, really hot. And we were out at the park with the grandkid, and I came home and I was just beat. So I just went and got rid of it all to try to cool off. Threw water on my head, and I was fine.
Summer cut.
Yeah. It happens like twice a year. I'll shave everything off and start over. But that was the motivator. It was just so hot. The grandkid got to run through the water at the water thing. Papal had to sit in the sun and watch her run through the water. And that was the motivator.
So you actually use a shaver or you just use a clipper?
They're yeah, I guess they're clippers. The thing that goes back and forth. I guess those are
Yeah.
clippers.
Clipper.
I had one that was kind of small. I actually liked it better than the one I used. But dun dun dun.
This was 2 weeks ago.
I bet I know somebody who could use raised chipper.
Yeah, I was thinking of it.
So that came down in a storm or what?
Yes. Lightning or something. Break this thing, and there was another part in the tree. I already get rid of it. I don't have pictures. Let's see. I have a lot of trees around here.
So is that an electric chainsaw or gas chainsaw?
This is electric.
A lot of people they joke about, oh, you got an electric chainsaw, well, ha ha, whatever. No, I've used electric chainsaws and they are plenty fine. I've used some gas chainsaws and they're crazy, but I wouldn't scoff about anybody saying, hey, I used a 14-inch or even a 10-inch electric.
I love it. I love it because it's too easy to use. Just plug in your battery and cut. You can make like 20 cuts of 16 inches diameter. You can make like 20 in a green log.
So these are lithium ion batteries?
Yeah. And it works pretty well. It's not heavy, always work, but you need to use oil for the chain, of course.
Yeah, bar and chain oil.
Yeah, but I like it.
What is that, a Kobe?
No, the brand is Greenworks, but they stop stop using the brand because all their stuff will be sold with another brand. They made a negotiation. I don't know the name of the.
So they're
I don't
doing
know if
just,
the new company will be Cobalt. Cobalt, the brand of the
that's the green label, no?
yeah.
Cobalt?
No, the new brand, I don't know, I don't remember the name, but they stopped manufacturing their brand, and now there will be another brand that use all the equipment.
So basically, they're just private labeling now.
Yes, but they was a brand with their green stuff, but they also manufacture stuff for another bigger brand. So looks like the bigger brand buy all the stuff. And one condition is that you stop selling your stuff. Everything will be my brand, you know.
Mhm.
They still are the manufacturer. But
What's the effective horsepower of that chainsaw? I mean, is that like a half horse or 2 horse? Or?
no idea. I need to check it. I didn't see any review talk about the horsepower. You know, they make a they make comparisons between the gas chain and the electric chain, same size chain, and the gas one is has more autonomy than the electric, but I like the electric because it's always works. It's everything ready to use.
What the heck is going on? You should be able to, Ray.
Trying.
Uh-huh.
My computer just decided to become extremely slow. And I don't know
Hey.
what's going on.
Wow, it's a big machine, right?
This is a pretty orange one. Mine's got a lot more rust on it, but it's the same size and same style. Yeah, it's the same little arm, everything. Yep, that's what mine looks like. So, you guys able to see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. All right, that's it. That's all. That's what I bought today.
That's the actual one, or that's just one like
That's one exactly like it. Same model, same everything.
Mhm.
Mine just looks older. That one looks nice and pretty. It looks like they repainted it last week. You can see the nice, pretty black hubcaps. You can see,
Yeah.
you know, just where they've covered up some somebody else's names and stuff. But yeah, that's what mine looks like. I got a couple little issues where I need to fix a brace or I need to fix a pivot point, something like that.
Now that exit arm will swing around different directions, or is it?
No, it'll go up and down, and it's supposed to pivot right here, but mine is broken and it's missing this pivot section. So mine basically just goes straight forward.
So the implication is that that would be going directly into a truck or something.
Yes, yeah, it would be going right into a dump truck. But my plan is that I'm just gonna pull it up to where I want it to be at, put in my truck in reverse, jackknife it a little bit to the side, and I'll blow all the chips out into the grass or out into the field. I make myself another pile. I do not plan on creating a pile of wood chips in the back of my truck. So, but hey, you know, somebody wants to buy a whole bunch of wood chips, Vicente, you want to buy some wood chips? I'll bring them to your house.
I can rent it.
No, you can have the wood chips, not the chipper.
I don't
I'll
want.
bring you wood chips. And then we're talking about electric chainsaws.
I like the chips from pine, you know, the red ones, I don't know the name. It's a mulch that the chips are big, and it's the crunch of the tree, the outside of the tree, how do you call it? The chips, but they are red and they are big, and they last for 3 years instead of the mulch.
What's your backdrop, Vicente?
What?
What is your backdrop?